everyone, it's Rel Klein, and you're watching another Supernatural review, and this is Season 14, Episode 16, Don't Go in the Woods. If you're new here, I do a recap and review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into it. If you've already guessed, this episode's on the bad list, and I'll get into it. So, Dean, Sam, and Jack are in this episode. Cass is not in this episode, and Dean and Sam go on a hunt. Now, this hunt feels like something we've seen before. I'm surprised it's not, I don't think it was a Wendigo, even though it was reminding me a lot about a Wendigo, but it was someone who was human, who was eating people. So it's just something we kind of had before. There was nothing special to it. I also feel like Wendigos are not that interesting. Things in the woods are just not interesting. There was some to do with like the cop was kind of lying to him. He had the son. It just was just not like, he's like, why don't you tell the world? Like, it wasn't strong. I feel like they didn't know what to do with them. I wish they went on a different hunt. Like, I feel like the purpose of this episode is they wanted to do the thing with Jack, which we'll get into. But like the fact that this is their hunt, like I think they have this with episodic episodes where they have like a list of ideas, and this was probably on the list. But why did they go with this? It's not interesting. It's not entertaining. I don't understand it. It's so throwaway. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, so then there's stuff to do with Jack. And so I feel like if you don't know how this season ends, you're kind of confused with all this stuff with Jack. And I think it was something where they maybe realized too late what they wanted to do at the end of season 14, and once we get there, it's actually smart, it's actually strong, but they definitely needed to push it along more. And so I think that's why we had this thing with Jack, and we saw those townies that we saw in the Lebanon episode. And again, I think the Lebanon episode was supposed to be something different, and so maybe they promised these actors something a little bit different, and that's why they brought it up back. Like, I don't think the purpose of having them in the Lebanon episode was so that they could come back in this way. Like, I think it just kind of happened. Was it good, smart? I think they like needed something. I don't know if this was the right thing, the right path. It's kind of interesting to see Jack interact with people, I guess, similar, closer to his age. So I think there's opportunities there. Now actually talking a little bit more, actually he's a little bit smart what they did. He interacting with these people we have seen before, so it's not too fully new, even though it is kind of new. And around his age, and like the whole thing with it where he backs and like kills one of them. He doesn't tell Sam and Dean right. When do they find out? But then he brings them back to life. So it's a little bit, it would have been different if they just killed him. And I think like Supernatural purposely needed to have this whole thing with Jack, even though like I guess too much didn't happen, but I feel like it is enough. Like, they needed to push it along. They need to have like all this thing happen. So I think that's really the purpose. But again, it wasn't strong. It's hard to say what was the A plot. I guess it's Sam and Dean, but that was just not strong. We did see a lot of this. So it was just, I don't know. It's just not a good episode. Not an episode you can watch out of the blue. Not a fun episode. I think it's just something that sometimes they have this closer to the end of the season where they have these episodes to try to get to where they want to go at the end. And maybe it works. I feel like more times than not, it doesn't work. And that's kind of what happened here. So I'm going to end it there. So thank you guys for watching. And hopefully the next few episodes are maybe a little bit better. But I guess we'll see when we get there. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.